Ooh, nice.
Hey guys, so we're converting the rear-wheel drive street car back into a four-wheel drive. And this is a very easy little thing to do because it just involves taking out a few screws and just chucking a drive shaft back in there. It's not overly complex. It's basically with these HSP ones to convert them to a two-wheel drive or back to a four-wheel drive in this case. All you do is just take your spur cover off. That's 5 screws. Just move this battery holder out of the way as well, sometimes makes it a little bit easier. And then just 1 screw here where your antenna is. And then that will allow us to just lift up that radio tray head and give the car chassis enough flex so that when I put the drive shaft in there, hopefully should be able to just flex the chassis back enough to just slot it back in there. Might need an extra set of hands for this. No, because I'm trying to do it by myself, I'm going to have to take the whole battery tray off. If you had someone else helping you, they could just pull the front down, but I'm just by myself. So you have the battery tray off at the front, just your standard 4 hex for your wheels. You just want this bottom one here. Just get that servo nut off. Just comes right off. So radio tray is literally basically just a chassis brace for these, just to stop it from flexing too much. Sorry, I'm going to have to take it off the camera just for 1 sec so I can flex it in there. There we go. Now it's a four-wheel drive again. So if I spin the spur, now all 4 are turning. So this one's also highly overgeared as well. If you watched the last video on this one, it was incredibly slippery and just slid around like mad. So hopefully, putting it back to a four-wheel drive will make it a lot more stable, meaning that we'll be able to achieve some pretty decent speed without having to worry about spinning out or really crashing. So then to get everything back on, it's just the exact same procedure again, so pretty boring. You know what, let's make this a hell of a lot easier to do. Give me 1 sec, I'll grab a better tool. Better tool, ratchet driver. This will make everything a lot faster, a lot easier. You can pick a lot of these types of tools up really cheap as well, so I think my entire set of tools that I use for these came in at roughly around about 30 Australian dollars, so I'm not sure what that would be in US or euros or pounds, depending on where you live. But I imagine it's pretty cheap as it was for me. Alright, front end's done. Now, got to get the spur cover back on. This can be a little bit annoying for a lot of people, especially cars that have these spur covers, but the more you sort of work with them, I'm on a bad angle here so I can't really see what I'm doing, but you can usually figure out little tricks to get them on pretty easy. I've got it down to a pretty simple little methodology to get it back on. I know that Bert sometimes struggles to get his spur cover on, but he's also a lot newer to this hobby than I am. Right, boom, simple as that. Now we're back to a four-wheel drive. So take it out, we'll give it a spin, we'll see how stable it is. If it's still pretty unstable, then I'll gear it back down to stock and we'll try something else to try and get something a little bit faster going. Street car reconverted to four-wheel drive, see if it's any more stable now. I think that steering trim is way off. Definitely more stable. Right, it's stable enough, which means I don't have to gear it down, which means it was successful.